Hey guys, Ridiculous Badger coming at you from Planet 545, continuing on with this One Love, One Troop Type miniseries. So, we've been through the theory of why should you play one troop type. Remember that there are 3 reasons. The 3 reasons are, number 1, if you play one troop type, 100% of your research will apply to 100% of your fights. Number 2, 100% of your gear will apply to 100% of your commanders. And number 3 is that 100% of your skills will have the capability to proc on 100% of your tiles. So beyond the theory behind that, what troop type should you play? And I like the infantry. I like the peoples, okay? And I tell this to anybody that doesn't have a lot of money to burn. And even if you do, start on infantry. You should start on infantry because every troop type in their research, once it's maxed out, gets 2 stats which level up to 240% or plus 240%, excuse me. And the rest of the stats level up to plus 120%. For infantry, these 2 stats that are at 240 are attack and dodge. For walkers, the 2 stats at 240 are HP and accuracy. And for air, the 2 stats at 240 are going to be your defense and crit. The reason that I say play infantry is when you attack NPCs on the map, the thing that you have to worry about is, well, there's a couple of things, right? Number 1, you have to worry about not getting hit. For that, you have dodge. It's much easier to get a higher dodge with infantry because their research aligns with that. The other thing, you want to finish the fight as quickly as possible. For that, you want high attack, and the infantry has high attack. That's the other main attribute that infantry has. Beyond that, their S-Class skill, Infantry Awakening, it attacks a column of troops. It makes it that much easier to get to the enemy arc. Because remember, when you're in any battle, the objective, except for events where the explicit objective is to kill as many troops as possible, remember that your objective is to end the battle by killing the enemy's arc. The way to do that is not necessarily to kill all the troops, it's to slice through a column of troops and hit the enemy arc. Infantry Awakening is ideal for this. Walker Awakening hits a row of troops. Air Awakening hits every troop, but at lower damage. And although there is a higher chance to crit, but crit caps out at 100%. So you don't need this 240 crit bonus. What you need is more crit damage. You don't need the crit bonus past 100%. So even though Air Awakening hits every tile, which then theoretically exposes the enemy arc, it doesn't do as much damage. It doesn't scale at the same percentage as Infantry Awakening. You could see here Airship Awakening, to go from level 19 to 20, goes from 9.5% damage to 10% damage. Whereas here on the Infantry Awakening, it scales at 1.5%. That's very important. That's 3 times the damage scale. So, not only does Infantry Awakening clear a column of troops, which cuts your way to the enemy arc, but it also does more damage, coupled with the fact that infantry has a higher base damage anyway. And in the end, you're doing much more damage. Keep in mind that when you max out research, you're still going to have your 120% crit. So you're still going to crit every single time. Now, in addition to this, it's also important that the units themselves are much cheaper. So you could see, boom, your ranger is going to cost 10 food, 10 parts, 5 cash for 5 attack in 1 unit. So these are 10 units. So it's going to cost 100 for 50 attack. 100 of each for 50. Whereas here we go. This is 100, 150 for 30 attack. So your infantry is going to do more damage. Your infantry has Infantry Awakening, which is going to do more damage and going to get you to the enemy arc, right? And on top of this, infantry has more one-slot bust commanders, which have the capability to attack multiple times in a turn. Abilities like Ghost Cannon, like Wings of Eternity, Mysterious Wind, Bloodthirst, all of these abilities can proc on top of Infantry Awakening, just like the one-slot bust abilities for air, mind you. It's just that there's more commanders that could do this for infantry, or, you know what, even if it's not more, I would have to go through and count it. It might not be more, but the infantry commanders that could do this are more widely viewed as better commanders, right? Like, look, Kid can attack multiple times in a turn, but Kid isn't seen on this. Kid is nowhere near the same level as Stella is in capability, or even the X. So you have a much higher percentage chance. Not just, look, you're going to do more damage every single turn, and there's going to be a 60% chance that you're going to have Awakening. But there's also going to be a chance, depending on the commander that you play, that you're going to have multiple attacks. So you're going to attack with Awakening, then you're going to attack again and kill the enemy in one hit. So based on this, you're going to be fielding less, you're going to be doing more damage, you're going to be dodgier. All of this equates to a win quicker with less resources. And that's why you should consider infantry as your troop type.